Welcome to your daily tarot card reading. A fantastic day. This is our new moon solar eclipse. I kept saying lunar eclipse last week, and that's because I was wrong, and I apologize. The correction actually made things make so much more sense, and we're going to go over the astrology too. This is a general tarot card reading for anyone who needs it. So the way that it works is either you're subscribed and you know you love it and it helps you every day, which I hope all of you will be able to do or eventually will participate in, or it just popped up in your suggestion feed, or it just, I don't know, how you were attracted to the thumbnail, you were attracted to the title, something in it brought it to you. You call in with your energy, you call in the messages that you need to hear. So even if this is 6 months after it's uploaded or 6 years after it's uploaded, it comes to you when you need to hear it. So if you've had questions on your heart or in your mind, something in this tarot card reading is going to answer at least some of those questions for you, or perhaps in the live chat. We have a lot of people participating in the live chat that are great people. And ultimately, one of them might answer your question. Ultimately, there's a reason why you're here. And the reason is because you were drawn to be. So this reading really is for anyone. It is not for everyone. It is for all zodiac signs. It is not zodiac sign specific. It is energy. Now, if you want zodiac sign specific messages, I do 12 new zodiac sign specific messages every single week over on Born Without Boundaries Tarot. That is my premier YouTube channel. And that's also where I do Q&A sessions. Every single Friday, I do a public Q&A session. I also do 2 private Q&A sessions so that you can ask me deeper, more personal, very specific questions. And that's for my members. That's for the the BWOB or the Harmony members over here on YouTube. And then over on Vimeo, if you're subscribed to my on-demand page there, I have just started, for subscribers only, I have started this Friday will mark the first one that we do over on Vimeo, a live chat over there, because I figured out how to, what I needed to do to be able to do live chats over there. So there's many different ways. I also offer personal readings. If those things aren't enough for you, I offer personal readings which dive really, really deep and analyze your chart and compare it to what's currently going on. It's a full tarot card reading. If you want one of those are a real deep dive, and they last between 45 minutes and an hour. They are recorded. They're not one-on-one. The difference between them, excuse me, and the other memberships. What is this? Okay. And the other memberships are, I'm live with you. I can't see your face because it's not like a Zoom call. Though there may be a way to do that over on Vimeo, and I'm gonna look for that too. That would be really cool, right? And I think I can broadcast from Vimeo to Facebook and stuff like that too. I think that would be so cool. Anyway, lots of stuff happening over here, trying to learn the tech, because I've never been like a real tech person. Oh, Kajal, thank you so much, sweetheart, and God bless you. Thank you for the rose this morning. You always bring a smile to my face. God bless you for your donation. I've never been a tech person, so I'm trying to catch up on all this stuff. I think a lot of YouTubers, whether they're readers or astrologers or not, have been doing this stuff for a long time. But that's because a lot of YouTubers are tech people. They're video people. They really like to create videos. I don't like to create videos. I love astrology. I love tarot. I put my time and focus, and I take classes to learn how to be a better astrologer and a deeper tarot card reader. I don't understand the whole video stuff. It takes me a long time to learn stuff about the algorithm. That's not my area of expertise. So it does take me time to kind of catch up. Backdrop, lighting, all this stuff is like, I don't think about it. I just like go to the cards and go to the chart. Like that's what I think about. So I'm learning all this stuff, but we are adding. So there's a couple of different ways if you're interested in personal readings to get in touch with me. Through the website. That's the only place that you ever purchase any personal reading for me, just my website. And it's because you go there, not because I've solicited you. So there's just an FYI on that. And that's where you would schedule and book your personal reading. Or if you want those weekly check-ins with me, join the Harmony membership, join the BWOB membership over on Born Without Boundaries Tarot, or you can join the Vimeo On Demand membership over on Vimeo. There's a lot of different places where you can get my personal attention and me to read cards from you. Okay, so I just want to say hi to everybody. I also want to get your input, how the energy feels, just the feeling, because I don't think anything would have completely played out now, but today is a new moon. It happened early in the morning. If any of you actually caught part of the solar eclipse because you're over in Europe, I would love to know how that looked, or India, or another country where you would actually have gotten to witness or see the solar eclipse. I'm not really sure. I don't know if it was visible over in India, but yeah, let me know. I would love to know. Dana, hello. Yay. So yeah, Scorpio, Libra, and Sagittarius, all really profound readings. Major discoveries. They're going to be uploaded soon. They're coming up starting at 11 o'clock, between 11 and 12 Central Time, between 12 and 1 Eastern Time. I noticed that a lot of you were online later in the afternoon and evening, so I started to debut the videos later. But if you like them earlier, let me know that too. Let's see. I could see it during sunset. Oh, that's so cool. Good morning to you, Sharon. Hey, Ajoy, what's up? Hi, Avery. Energy feels confusingly good. Yes. I mean, that's how I'm feeling it. Like, and honestly, confuse me, God. It feels good, right? Like something has just been released. Like there's this burden that's gone, but I'm not really sure what it is. And the truth is this, I'm okay with that. I have such a trust for God and the universe. Right now, I feel so in line and in tune. I just know that it's all going to be okay. That's the feeling that I have. And I read a quote this morning that said, every ending is a beginning, with regards to this solar eclipse and new moon, because the solar eclipse happened. And honestly, that was the ending. The solar eclipse was dark because it was happening when the moon was dark. There's two real stages that we associate with the new moon, and that is the dark moon, which is when the moon is totally dark. You don't see any of it. There's no light shining on it. And then there's the actual new moon, when you get that tiny sliver of a crescent. That's how a new moon actually looks. Dark moon is when it's all dark. So it was during the dark moon that the solar eclipse happened, which means the sun was dark and the moon was completely dark. And that's the ending. And I got to say, there's a peace to that. There's a tranquility to that. As much as we fear endings, there's a peace to them. There's a certainty to them. There's an absoluteness that is almost like a release to them. And then there's something new that's happening. So we really have finished one stage of our life. We really have put one chapter behind us and begun another one. We're starting now the first chapters of a new one. I had something wonderful happen to me this morning, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm actually going to write a blog about it. Check out my website if you want to subscribe to the blog. I hope you will. I put a new blog out at least once a week, usually once a week, with just the weekly astrology forecast attached to it. So get on over there, BornWithoutBoundariesTarot.com, to get the blog. But I'm going to write a blog about it because it was a really beautiful experience. And if it was this subtlety in the little things like this, I'm happy for them. Doesn't have to be something huge. And what's really interesting is last night we had a tornado warning here. We had tornado warnings here. We had thunderstorms and high winds. And it was such a almost like particular. And then I had a dream about it early this morning, which is when the new moon would have happened, when all this solar eclipse would have happened. It was about 3 a.m. And I woke up from this dream that there was a tornado coming, but it looked like a red tornado. It looked like a tornado that you would have seen in Stranger Things, like that style with the dark gray and black clouds with red flashing lightning inside of it. And it was whirling closer and closer and closer. And it was all from the images that I'd gotten last night with the tornado. My family and I were talking about if tornado touches down, because it was right near us. If the tornado touches down, where do we hide? Because we don't have a basement in this apartment. So where would we hide and stuff? And it was an interesting, really interesting dream. And all of a sudden it was done. I love that. And what I really love the most is not completely needing to intellectually comprehend it. What I love the most is that I don't need to, because emotionally something let go then. Something let go. There was an ending. And I'm happy about it. So let's see, and I will update you later. Let's see what you guys are doing. What's up, Paul? Hey, Trina. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Yvette. Good morning to you all. We could see it during sunset. It was partially eclipsed. Gotcha. Energy feels confusingly. Okay, so I got up to there. Yes, confusingly good. And you know what? Just let your brain be behind. Let it just be behind. It's okay that it's confused. It's like, it's a little bit confusing, right? It doesn't matter. So let's go into the astrology. Mercury, which would rule our ability to comprehend, is square to Pluto. So this is more an intuitive comprehension than it ever was meant to be an intellectual one anyway. And there's a major shift in our understanding or our relationship to the way we understand others. Pluto is also, I always says a square. That's what I call it. It's not a square at all. To Mars, which is a slightly kind of dysfunctional connection. It can't completely get something to work in terms of communications, and Mars, so it's not completely functional. But Mars is trine to Mercury, and Pluto is square to it. It's almost like when it must have been how when Copernicus was doing the math and was looking at the math for our solar system, and it just didn't work. But in his mind, he was like, well, it's supposed to work. It's supposed to work. When you try to convince yourself this is as good as it gets. But as a mathematician, he knew, no, it's not. It doesn't work like this. And that was the geocentric version of the solar system. And as soon as he experimented and theoretically put the sun at the center of our solar system, suddenly the math made sense. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's that moment. When you start to realize that something that people have convinced you of because of their ignorance, because they weren't capable of seeing it, but it's become colloquial, it's become everyday or commonplace knowledge, it's not right. And that dysfunction, that irritation, and that wobble is going to be accounted for. That's what's happening. Because it doesn't make sense. Like something we've believed a very long time that we've proven with bad math and science is about to be completely fucking just eradicated. I just feel that. I've been feeling that for a while. That's because Uranus is in opposition to all this shit that's happening. And Uranus controls that kind of higher intellect, that genius level, Nikola Tesla, Einstein level. Very few humans have access to it. But when they do, it kind of blows apart the way you look at the universe. That kind of stuff. I've just been feeling it be emerging for a while. You know, and I know that I'm not a genius. I know that I can't comprehend math and science that way. The problem is the bad scientists. The problem is the bad mathematicians. Not necessarily bad as in immoral, but bad as in they're just not doing it right. And they're using their limitations to find their abilities. And so they're giving us mediocre knowledge instead of really complete knowledge. And I think this is a genius level that's kind of blowing that apart. You know, I think people like to think that just because they've been educated, they're smart. And those two things are not synonymous. Know what I'm saying? Okay. I felt you, or I don't know what that is, Trey. Oh, thank you, Dana. Thank you. God bless. I'm trying to, you know, you guys know, just so that you know, if you're new here, I always have trouble reading because it's too small for me. Oh, I found a way to make it bigger. I didn't realize that I could do that. Yay. Now I can see. Oh, you're welcome so much, Dana. God bless you. Yay, Holly. I'm glad you're here. I woke up this morning at 3 a.m. Sharon, yes. Yes, I woke up yesterday at 3 a.m. It was weird. I woke up at 3, I woke up at 6, and then I finally rolled out of bed at 9. Shut the fuck up. Slow awakening, guys. Slow awakening. Extra tired, Kelsey. Profound cognitive unlearning. Unlearning. Yes, that's Yoda. You must unlearn what you have learned. Yeah, because you learned it wrong. Wasn't our fault. But if you could feel like something is off, this is gonna be what figures it out. That kind of Copernicus moment where they're like, no, this is just we are incorrect here. Let's just readjust this. It's that kind of moment. I know. Yeah, it was waking me up. I was like 3 o'clock. Why am I waking up at 3 o'clock? And I felt like I had gotten a complete night's sleep. And then I fell back to sleep and it was 6. And then this was Monday that this happened to me. Not last night, but the night before. You got a teacher that explains the universe? Cool. Interesting. That's all I can say. Interesting. Let's go over the astrology really quick, guys. So we have Tuesday, October 25th. This is the solar eclipse is now finished. It happened earlier this morning over in the States. We have a new moon that happened earlier too, in direct opposition to Uranus. Now, and in close connection with the South Node, the comfort zone. You know, the way that we came into this world, something we've accepted something too completely, we've gotten too comfortable with it, and Uranus is going to come and blow it the fuck up. And this new sliver that's just beginning marks that time, marks that moment. It may not be till the new moon when the announcement comes out. I mean, the full moon, when everything kind of explodes, releases, and an announcement comes out, is all I'm saying. We have Jupiter about to go all the way retrograde into Pisces, but for right now it's 0 degrees Aries. In retrograde still. We have Mars almost in retrograde. Mars will be retrograde by the end of this week. No, yeah, by the end of this weekend. This weekend Mars goes retrograde. Yeah. And the fact that this is all going down in Scorpio means we needed to end this. Something really needed to be done, and the universe was tired of us tolerating it. So it's like obliterate in order to regenerate. Let's go into the cards. I've talked your ear off enough. Let's see what the cards have to say. We have peace, Two of Swords, finding peace in the confusion, finding peace in not having the answers, deciding to sit down and meditate and let God in, let faith in, because that's the only way we're going to get it. Our knowledge is, in other words, Two of Swords says your knowledge is limited. You don't have the information. You really don't know any more than you can't solve this problem on your own. You need more information and that's why you're stuck. And it's an acceptance of I'm stuck and I don't know what the next step is because I don't have more information, and allowing yourself to then realize that there's got to be a third in there that's got nothing to do with intellect. That two swords, you're thinking, you're trying to figure out from both sides, but you're stuck because you need more information. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles is you kind of just stagnated. You kind of just went round and round and round, and just there's stagnation there. No matter what you do, it seems like you can't move anything forward. Maybe things are there, but they're not completely there. They're not growing. They're not maturing. They're not developing. And then we have Eight of Wands. That means that today there's a sudden breakthrough. There's a sudden shift in consciousness. Things are speeding up, and a shit ton of opportunity starts to pour in. So that is the solution that's coming. Let's get further into that. We have Queen of Pentacles. So it could be with some sort of solo endeavor, the way that you make money, work, even just taking responsibility for finances, maybe not really seeing how quickly your finances go, and maybe having to get a grip or re-grip a hold of your financial situation. We talked about that in one of the videos yesterday. I don't know if it was Scorpio. I think it was Sagittarius. But there was just this sense of watch the money and where it's flowing, because it's flying out. Remember that Venus has been conjunct the sun a while. That can make her real cocky. And she's not comfortable in Scorpio. So she might have to learn how to see things for, just see value in different things. And then we have Ace of Pentacles in reverse, but I don't think that was meant to be in reverse, to be honest with you. I think it wasn't meant to be in reverse. I think it was a throwback. I just forgot to turn it upright. So we actually really do have some sort of swift breakthrough because of hard work. Hermit is our central energy. So central energy as Hermit is just working really hard, creating a regular routine, a regular pattern. It's also digging down and having faith. The Hermit is a pilgrim. So there's a sense of, I've got to go it alone, going out on my own, kind of like going out into the world on my own. And then we have Three of Wands here, which means great investment. This could also be the Hermit is learning, because Virgo can be a learning energy too. Healing, more investing into something that has to do with medicine or health. Then we have Three of Wands, which is our ships are coming in. What we've invested, we're getting back. Or deciding to make an investment, and it's good. It will turn out really well. Like however you've decided to make an investment, you'll get that back. Not like money owed. It's that like an education, you invest in it and then good stuff comes back from it. You're finally starting to see returns on something that you've worked really hard on. That's sort of the configuration of the cards right now. Hi, Ruby. Oh, congratulations, Sharon. God bless. And we are shifting. There is a total shift not a total shift. So the World card means exactly what this new solar eclipse / new moon means. It means solar eclipse, one part of us is done. This is the perfect card for one chapter is closed, the next chapter is open. And you don't have to ever go back, because it's a complete transformation. It's like the butterfly never goes back to the caterpillar, but it doesn't necessarily lose the knowledge and the education it got when it was a caterpillar. It had to be the caterpillar before it became the butterfly, so it wasn't a wasted time. but it's never going to be the caterpillar again. And that's what the world card really represents, birthing something new. The world card really talks about closing up that chapter. Think of the world card and then the fool card, right? That sense of we're done with one chapter of our lives. And that means we're open to the next. And there's a refresh. It's exciting. I just felt a rush of excitement there. And that's what this moment is. There's a rush of excitement here. We have Three of Swords, which is heartbreak or disappointment. So there is a sort of sadness here. There is a disappointment, a sadness, the devil with an obligation, or, oh no, we've discovered a devil, which means there's ultimately a sadness because we've discovered that somebody's been lying to us, manipulating us, harming us, taking money from us, like making us commit to something and holding us down. But Six of Swords is what comes out, which means we finally like discovering that. And I had said this, the discovery of that helps us make better decisions and move on. That's interesting, right? It's like we finally figured it out. Could have something to do with your health and wellness, because that's the central energy here, the Hermit, which rules the sixth house, which is health and nurturing, nutrients. I think there's a big breakthrough that's actually happening, that somebody for their own greed has really harmed many people. Pharmaceutical companies, medical institutions, the industry that doesn't care about healing us, that's convinced us that only medicine can help us when medicine actually makes us sicker, and holistic things that always healed us and kept us healthy as opposed to helping us die. And I don't mean the entire medical field, that I think there have been amazing medical breakthroughs, but understand those are the people who have the true knowledge of it. There is other people who are half-witted, but who want to get in on the goods, who have developed industries around other people's genius that they don't really understand, just so they can make money. And that's what's happening. I feel like there might be some medical breakthrough or discovery. There is some real disappointment here. That would be more global because it's talking about major arcana. In terms of personally, I think that there's an opportunity to get healthier now that we've really discovered where our addictions are, where our bad behaviors are, where the toxicity is in our lives, right? Kind of sadness, kind of making us sick. We figured it out. And I said it was in the Scorpio reading. If all y'all don't watch the Scorpio reading, you have to watch the Scorpio reading, because all of this is happening in Scorpio. It's huge change that's coming through the Scorpio conduit. It's important to watch, for everybody to watch the Scorpio video this week. But there's a sense of, I said, you may be really disappointed this week by what you find, especially around this moon, this new moon. But ultimately, it empowers you to take back control and make decisions that actually help you. And that's that Copernicus, right? You've been lied to this whole time, or maybe just not told the truth because you were accepting an idiot's knowledge that they didn't really know, but you believed it is true. So you have to face the shame. You have to face the disappointment. You have to face the betrayal, whatever it is. But it's also liberating because you're like, I'm willing to face all that. And in Scorpio, we won't have any fear to face it. We'll have the courage to face it because Scorpio energy has the courage to face that stuff. So it's almost like we'll have the courage to face it and be like, because I know now what the truth is. And it's liberating because I could feel something was off the whole time. And now I know what is off, and I can move forward in righteousness, in correctness, in intellect, in truth. And there is a liberation and a freedom to that if you're really psychic, I'm sure that everybody is feeling right now. It's something big has happened, but it's also something small, as above, so below, right? As without, so within. It's happening inside of us too. So it's like, yeah, I have been doing this to myself, whatever it is. I have been making these choices, but now I know to not make them and how to fix them. We've gotten the solution to our problem. And what that problem was the problem that was keeping us back, that was making us stagnate, that was holding us kind of captive and stuck sort of. Let's not, maybe Seven of Pentacles isn't necessarily, we're just not growing, right? This is the breakthrough. Whatever that looks like for you. Whatever that looks like for you. Now let's get a moon card. Bring love into the situation. Oh, now this is Aquarius. This is new moon in Aquarius energy. Hi. Hey, the traveling blossom, what's up? I'm in peace over my consciousness. Amen, James. Good for you. You did major rabbit hole research in 1920. 1920. The year they switched the calendar on us. Oh, Pope Gregory the 13th switched the calendar from Julian Gregory to, it made us lose 1,000 years. Why? That's interesting, Ruby. That's awesome. Bring love into the situation. This is new moon in Aquarius. Aquarius. This may not be about romantic love, but about like love of all people, like love of humanity. It's almost like loving our humanness again, because we've been forced to be more machines than people. And people are actually quite remarkable. I was just thinking today in my head that all these genius inventions that we think were so fucking genius. The internet. A people or a species, a race of individuals that are telepathic wouldn't need it. Rocket ship travel. A species that could astral project wouldn't need it. And if we had mechanisms to multiply and like bring up those abilities, we would know and see and explore the universe without having to worry about sustaining our air or creating fake environments for ourselves. So I thought to myself, in a really interesting twist of events that's in the book that I'm writing, all these clever inventions that everybody's making so much money off of, maybe they're just wheelchairs. They're just devices for handicaps that we have now because of disabilities, and like because we're broken, because our spiritual capabilities have been broken. And all they're doing is patching up the pieces and acting like a wheelchair to somebody that doesn't have the ability to use their legs anymore. It's not genius inventions. It's making up for what we've lost because somebody broke us. It's a major theme in the book that I'm writing. And I thought to myself, what if that's what it is? Because being telepathic, for example, and being able to astral project is just human. So all humans would have that ability. But if you wanted to take control and dominate, you take away that ability, that natural ability, and then you say, hey, here, you have to lean on us. And that puts control into a very few people's hands. Maybe people who could never do it to begin with. I keep hearing this statement, and maybe I'm misusing it, and I apologize, but it keeps saying the meek shall inherit the earth. Maybe that's not such a good thing. If you have to bring people down to make yourself bigger, maybe that's not such a good thing. Now, maybe what the quote means is that those people who are humble before the universe should inherit the earth. And that is true. That is true. But to disconnect those people, I think just too often the people who can't, but are clever enough to invent something to compensate, are the ones that we listen to too much, because the ones who really can are unexplainable, and we don't like the unexplained. So I think the first step in our evolution is to get comfortable with the confusion, to realize that it's that space that where we lack comprehension, that faith lives, and to be comfortable with that connection again. And that leads to less restrictions. Not religion, faith. Those two things are different. Religion is the wheelchair for faith. The people who have lost faith, and it comes in and says, this is how you do it. Follow these rules and we'll get you to God. Bullshit. You don't need rules to get to God. It's always somebody that wants to come in and take charge and take control. Anyway, those are my thoughts, but it's like, yeah, figuring it out. When you realize that you've been bamboozled, you have been bamboozled by a shark, but it's okay because you realize it and you're not going to do it anymore. That is a really exciting time. So we have bring love into the situation, which is love of your humanness, love of your humanity itself, love of your truth, your real value, who you really are. We have forgotten so much of who we are. It's been buried. We are digging up that treasure. That's what we're doing, folks. That's what we're doing. Make time for self-care. That is 100% in alignment with that central energy of the Hermit. Coming around. And then spiritual or religious community. Join with like-minded people for friendship and increased spiritual growth. This is not about a cult, and it's not about a church. This is about awakening to your truth so that you are more empathetic and connected to other people's truths. And when you share, you enlarge yourself. You get bigger. You get bigger together. And then we have make time for self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. All right, let's go into those angel messages. But I wanted to get one more card, the secret language of light. That would be interesting. Angels, what do you want to tell us today? Archangel Gabriel is here, and Gabriel deals with sound. He's the angel of music or announcements. Gabriel often had the horn. You will soon receive some positive news. So Gabriel is the messenger. The channels for clear and honest communication are now open. Keep an open heart and speak your truth lovingly without fear. Archangel Raphael, feel yourself surrounded by my emerald green light. I, Archangel Raphael, offer you healing and solace. This is green and yellow. The storm clouds will soon clear and the sun will shine eternally bright. Trust. So higher energies are working in our favor to help guide us back to our truth. And whatever was taken for us is about to be restored. Let me get the secret language of light card. A new romantic story. Music. The voices of the heavens. Have to go. God bless. And break a leg, Holly. Love you too. Oh, that that's interesting. The divine feminine is here. Insight is here. Insight into the magic, the power inside of us, all those chakras lining up, but outside of us too. Realizing we're a conduit, we're a connection. The divine feminine, which is allow, receive, and be malleable, and healing. Healing that divine feminine energy, which exists in every single one of us. There is no such thing as a person without feminine energy. If they were, they would kind of be dead inside, to be honest with you. So that is really interesting. It's realigning and healing our divine feminine energy. And realizing how to do it. But first and foremost, that you need to. Allow yourself to feel comfortable in the dark. Remember, Scorpio is a feminine energy. It is the dark. It is the dark. It is the death. Cancerian energy is the birth. And Piscean energy is the everything. The connection between everything that was, is, and will be. They are mysterious houses, and you don't have to know everything about them because you already do unconsciously. So you just have to learn to trust what's already inside you. I love you guys so much. God bless you on this beautiful day. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And thank you so much for all your contributions. Thank you, Kajal, for your constant contributions. Every day you make me smile with them. Thank you for everybody for contributing. Remember, guys, if you want to contribute, you have to be a subscriber. So subscribe to the channel, and then ring the notification bell and select all notifications so that you know when I go live. Because I go live here Monday through Friday, all different times. I don't have a regular schedule. So you'll need to be subscribed and select all notifications to join in. But I hope that you will. Please remember, if you have not yet, like this video before you log off, because it really helps the algorithm. And if you're not watching during the live chat, thank you for being here. Leave your comments below, because I still want to know how you're experiencing this energy. Your voice can still be heard. I love you guys. I will see you in the readings. Scorpio, Libra, Sagittarius, you will all be up by 12 noon Central Time. God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow. You're welcome. Love you too, Angel.